All right, I was just explaining to Kirby about the big dip dog eating contest happening in Marion, Virginia this weekend, and you should have seen the expression on her face. That's like a dietitian's nightmare, isn't it?
It's taking me a minute to calculate, yes.
Hey, everything in moderation. They only do it once a year.
That's right.
So
yeah.
There you go.
Have fun.
Funnel cakes, corn dogs, dip dogs, whatever you like.
That's right.
Moderation.
It's our summer season. We dig it.
But I'm going to tell you something. You said you've been talking about grilling a lot this summer, but I think a lot of folks, this is prime time for grilling.
100%. And I think we get in a rut sometimes of classic things. I love a burger. I love a steak off the grill,
Right.
but there's so much variety that we can get in there. And I talked to Amy a little bit about our really lean choices, how to marinate those, how to get those grill ready. I wanted to offer some different suggestions on how to utilize beef and pork on the grill.
Okay, very good.
I love pork chops. That's something in my family, again, a great staple, super easy, super versatile. But pork loin for a lot of people, we think about eating in the fall or the winter, maybe in a crock pot or doing it in the oven. It works so well on the grill.
It really does, and I've done it on the grill before.
Super beautiful. We actually have a great recipe in the ad this week from the dietitian team that uses a marinade that uses a little bit of ginger and actually fresh peaches on kebabs. So
peach and pork go really well together.
Hand in hand.
Yes.
And this is actually, peaches are great to grill. Amy mentioned earlier we have that great seasonal produce right now, so you could cut those in half, serve them up grilled just like you would that pork loin. The reason I like this a little bit better than pork chops is that when we sear that and it cooks, you tend to get a really, really tender product at the end. Pork loin actually is a lean cut of meat. It's not as high in fat as most people would maybe think. So I love that it's in that lean category, super simple. And then variety of flavors. We do carry brands that are already pre-seasoned.
I was going to mention that. You could go there and they're already marinated in the bag. All you got to do is pop them out, put them on the grill, or however you want to prepare them.
That's exactly right. Yep. Or you could do about 2 hours minimum is what I would recommend marinating those. And same concept earlier, you do want a little bit of acid. I love the G. Hughes. They have that ginger marinade that is perfectly paired with pork. The reason I didn't do the kebab recipe today is because we have beef kebabs featured in our weekend sale. And so again, serving up a family meal this weekend, these are a great option. They already come paired with those vegetables. So that's going to be your beef with some onion and some peppers on there. I actually just use a little bit of salt and pepper. Nothing else on those. Those are great. You can cook them to temperature that you prefer, but I love those. And then I would recommend pairing those with a grilled corn. And I would do my pork tenderloin with a vegetable kebab.
And there's so many different ways, folks, that you can do. You can go to your produce department there at Food City, get it already shucked like this, or you can get it in the shucks and do it that way. Either, however you want to do it, got different options there.
Yes, and they also have the varieties. I know I've showed them this summer already, but they come with the flavor packets, which are really nice.
Make street corn, whatever.
Yes, so if you're looking for recipe inspiration or saving time with grilling, I mentioned to Amy earlier, it really is such a time saver. You don't have to add a lot of extra fats and oils for cooking, which means it's going to be more heart healthy. And then I love if we can pair produce at the same time, especially if you are doing a beef or pork. It's going to add a little bit more fiber, kind of offset some of that extra fat we might be getting from the cuts of meat.
One thing to remember too, like any other time you're cooking steak, when you take those, I know those kebabs look so good coming right off the grill, make sure you set those aside and let them rest just a little bit.
Yes, and I think a lot of people don't realize what happens is actually it's going to reabsorb some of that moisture. If you cut into it, you'll notice a lot of juices come out. It'll dry out. So you're right, at least 5 to 7 minutes. And I actually tinted my pork tenderloin, meaning I put a little bit of foil on it, and I love to put some citrus right on top off the grill.
Lime or something on there?
Or you could even put your grilled peaches in there. We got a beautiful meal coming together. We should plan a menu together, Chris. We got some good ideas today.
Good job. All right. Hey, folks, if you want to find out more about everything we talked about here today, all of these great products, you need to go to foodcity.com.